This conference will now be recorded. This conference will now be recorded.
I think we can start the session today because it's already 7 minutes. So I'm starting the session. I'm sharing my screen now. Give me a minute. Just a recap of yesterday's session. Yesterday we have seen about the naming convention. If you are planning to use a package or a class or the methods, how we can do it. So far we have completed about classes and methods alone. For method, how you can define the name. So those are all not rules. In yesterday's session itself I have mentioned it is a good practice. If you follow that, it is good so that you will have a neat code. Maintaining a neat code is also one of the responsibility of a developer. So we are taking care of that also. So for classes, the first letter should be the uppercase and it should be a noun. And for the method, the first letter should be the lowercase and it should be like usually it should be an action word we say a verb like run, jump, something like that. Okay, so any action when you do that name, we will keep it. So, can anyone please confirm? Is my screen visible?
No, actually, I'm the only person in the call, I think. You and me.
Okay, fine. I think due to some technical issue, people who have joined a drop, they will join back.
Okay. Your screen is visible now.
Fine. So next thing what we are going to see here is we are going to see this one. Variables. So far, we didn't see what is variable, what is classes, what is packages, and all. We are just seeing, like, for now, keep one thing in your mind that is, there are some things available in Java called package, classes, and methods. So that you have to follow a naming convention. So that alone you can keep it in your mind now. Later part, during the courses, we will do a deep dive in packages, classes, and methods and all. For now, in future, if somebody asks you to create a method, what is the best practice you are going to follow? That alone we are discussing now. So again, the next thing is variable. Variable again is an important concept in Java, not only in Java, in all the programming language, it is constant. Say you are going to buy one product from an online shopping app. That particular product is a variable. You can get n number of products. Can be a shirt or it can be a shoe, whatever may be. Each and every product is a variable, and that one will have some options to name it. So how you can do it? Like your method name, here also we will use a lowercase only. It will start with the lower cases and it should not start with the special character. So if you want to start with like ampersand and dollar symbol and all, it is not the good recommendation. If the name contains multiple words, then start with the lower letter followed by the upper letter. So this is the example they are giving. So first name, it's a two-word combination. So for first, the very first letter they have used in a lower case and the second word, first letter in upper cases. So they are combining and they are showing here. And next thing is avoid using one character variable. So let's discuss that in detail. For now, uh, we will see first what is variable. Then I will be showing how to represent the variable. Then it will be easy for you to understand. So I'm sharing my screen again. So let me go back to my ID. Okay. Is my IntelliJ visible?
Yes.
Good. It's loading now, so it's taking some time. Fine. So this is the default code which we have created. One important thing you can remember. So far in previous session we have discussed about the packages, classes, and the reserved keys, and this is a method. Till this point only we have discussed. One more important point is this particular line, that is system dot out dot println. So whichever statement you are giving under this, you can give hello student, hello world, hi, whatever may be, it will be printed into your console. Console is nothing but your on screen it will printed. There are two ways to print your log. That is, in the same screen you can see some word. That is, log statement is nothing but you are printing some words or sequence of words. So either if you want to see it in the same screen, you can use this one. This we call it as console log. If you want to see it in a separate file itself, say you have a dedicated path like C colon or D colon, there you want to keep your log statements, means yes, that is also possible. That is log statement management, separate concept itself is there. So here you see I am seeing this message hi in my screen itself. This we call it as console area. In this console area I'm able to see the log. So console log I'm able to see it. This is one of the type of log printing. And system dot out dot println. So this itself a method. So inside this method, whatever you are giving, this inside this double quotes, it will print here. So why we need log is, main thing is debug your code. Debugging means you are writing a code by thinking something, like you have some idea in your mind and you are writing the code. That is addition of two number you are planning to do. So you wrote the code. For your understanding, it is a proper code and it will work. But when you execute, when you give the input as 1 plus 2, instead of 3, it is printing something else, a wrong answer. It is giving means, what is the best way to do? It's like debugging your code. There are different ways to debug your code. One of the simplest way is using proper log statement. So if you have 10 lines of code for the addition of two number, you can have a log statement in different lines, and that log statements you can use it for your debugging purpose. So you can say like say I have a line like this, something like this. So this is one code, one line of code. Then you may have another line of code like this. So you can have a log statement in each and every line, and you can debug that too. So that is the best way, a simple way we can see. Like in the beginner stage and all, you can very well use a log statement to debug your code. So in this training session, like in the core Java beginner session, you will be using this system.out.println, because you are going to see the output in the screen itself. So whatever you are giving under this double quotes, it will be printed in your screen. So that is the use of this particular system.out.println. Now coming back to our discussion, what is variable? First, let's understand that. Then we will go to that. What are the best practices we can use for the variables? Say you are going to purchase multiple items from an online shopping app. You are logged in, but you are ordering multiple items. Like one is shirt, another one is bag, shoe. So many things you want to buy from online shopping app, and your system should understand that this particular customer is interested in three items, three different items. You can add like two shirts, three shirts, that is different, quantity is different, but product wise you are planning to buy three products from the system. So when you are planning to do this, these are all datas. So one thing you have to keep it in your mind, in this IT world everything is data. Not only in IT world, now everything is a data only. So customer data, user data, when you do some search in your phone, your data, like what are the search you are doing, from where you are searching, everything they are gathering, these are all data. Because based upon the data they will do some analysis and they will give a result also to you, like last week you did search on this, like you will get a comparison metrics also, compared to last week, this week you are online for so many hours only, or you are using your data more than previous week, so you should need some rest. So many things they will analysis and they will provide you the data information. Based upon what? Data analysis. So everything, you may think that I'm typing something in my Chrome, but ideally it is not like that. It is the data, they are gathering your information. Student A is doing a search about this particular thing. Like when you search, you would have seen it also, you would have searched about some shoes or bags in Amazon site. It's over. You might be doing some Java related training in one of the famous site in the on site online. When you do it, you can see the recommendation of shoes or bags in the Java training site also. How it is happening? They're gathering your data and they're giving the recommendation. So everywhere, wherever you go, they will track it. So everywhere it is a data only. All the developments, all the codings, what are all the different or complex business logics you guys are going to do, everything is a data only. So now, if you want to have a data, the data should be handled properly. That is, you should know how to segregate it, then only on top of it you can have a logic. I told you, right? If you want to buy a shirt, first you should know that this particular customer is planning to buy a product called shirt, and that shirt, next thing, you can have a number of subcategories: size of the shirt, color of the shirt, brand of the shirt, so many things, those are all subcategory. But the primary thing is you're planning to buy a product called shirt. So those things should be registered somewhere. Somewhere you have to maintain it. Say I'm telling like this, shirt is 90, I'm giving like this. How come Java or any programming language will understand that what is this shirt? Suddenly I am getting something called shirt in my program. What is this? Is it a product, or is it the name of the customer? Is it like the telephone number? I have no clue about it. Because don't think that when you read shirt you may feel that it is a English vocabulary and you can understand, but think about a programming language concept. It can't understand. For the programming one, it is just a sequence of characters. There are five characters here, that is what they know. They won't convert that into literal English or whichever language it comfortable with. So there are some predefined way to define everything. So you have to give instruction to the system stating that, hey, there is a product called shirt and the price of the shirt is 90 rupees. So this particular information I have to inform to the system, that is your Java programming, your machine, whatever way you want to tell. So it is not only for Java, for all programming. That's why I'm using the generic terms. It is applicable for all programming language. That is, you have to define stating that it is a product, and the type of the product, like what I'm going to do, I'm going to deal with the number. So these information somehow you have to register. So what I'm going to say here is, it is a, I'm going to declare that as a variable. So this is called the variable. So variable is nothing but it's going to vary. Straight away the meaning is it's going to vary. Today this the price of the shirt can be 90. Tomorrow it can be 200 rupees, or day after tomorrow there can be a price drop that it will come to 50 rupees. Anything can happen. It will vary. So you can't expect that when you log into Amazon site, this particular product will remain in the same price for last, like for the next 5 years. No, it is not going to be like that. It will always vary. So that's why we call it as, it's a variable, and you are reserving a place for it. You're going to, so everything, it's like a sequence of, it's a memory. In the computer you have to register some memory for each and everything. You are buying for a shirt, you're planning to buy a bag, or you're planning to buy a shoe. For everything you have to register. Small small pockets will be created, small small blocks will be created in the computer machine, and that machine will have some understanding. So let's see. So like this it will be there. So here, I hope my screen is visible to you. So here it's a memory, it's your computer memory. When I say short, so there will be racks of memory will be allocated. For your understanding, I am defining a diagram like this, but real world it is not like this, like racks, or it's not like a shelf kind of thing. For our discussion I'm creating like this. Say there are sequence of a shelf or the racks is available for you to register your thing. So whenever I say that int shirt, then it will come and register, it will reserve this particular area. Is my screen visible? Can anyone please confirm?
Yeah,
Yes.
it is.
Okay, thank you. So here shirt will be coming. Okay, so here shirt will be coming, and I'm telling one more thing also. The price of the shirt is 90 rupees. I'm saying like this. Okay, this is fixed. Then I'm saying that the customer is planning to buy one more thing called bag. So what will happen? There will be one more place anywhere here. Okay, it is not like sequentially it will register anywhere in the memory. It will say that there is a variable called bag, and the price of the bag is 500 bucks or 50 bucks, whatever maybe, it will add it here. So next time when I come and see what is the, see, this is how it would happen. Like you might had this product in your cart, and when you go and see it in the cart, you can see this price. Like when you click on the shirt, it will say that 90 rupees. When you click on the bag, it will say 50 rupees. So this is how it will come and register. Next day, that is tomorrow, you're coming and you're seeing the same website, there is a price increase, and it's saying that tomorrow the price of the shirt becomes 900 rupees. So for that, what will happen? It won't delete this one, it won't erase this one, but it will update this value as 91 900 here itself. So the memory, the thing is, what I'm trying to say is the value will vary, but the name will remain same. That is the concept we have to catch from here. The value will be varying. Today the bag price may be 50. Tomorrow it can be 500 or 5000, whatever may be. But ideally it is a bag only. What is the product? It is a bag. That's what I'm looking for. But the price of the bag can vary. And the bag, you won't go and say that it is a shirt next time, because bag is a bag, shirt is a shirt. It is not going to vary, but the value will vary. That's why we call it as variable. So usually the we define in different ways. So bag you can say, shirt you can say, and you can give a price to it. And one important topic here, it is the one which I mentioned here, and it is coming with the reserved color coding. You can see that yesterday also I told you, whenever you see something in the orange color coding, it means it is a keyword in Java, it's a reserved word in Java. So now when I type in int, it is coming with a different color coding, so it is straight away telling that it is a reserved word. So what is this reserved word? So let's discuss that. So I'm specifying something like this, shirt equal to 90 rupees. But there is no clue whether this 90 is a number, whether the 90 is a word. I have no information about this. For my understanding, I know it's a rupee, it is a dollar one, so obviously it will come under the number format. But for the machine, you have to say that, hey, there is something called price of the shirt, and that is 90 rupees. So you have to declare something, you have to specify. I told this is a data. 90 rupees for a shirt is a data, but What is the type of the data? You have to specify. I'm going to say it is a number data type. So number in Java have different format. You can say integer, short, long. So different formats will be using. So integer is one among them. What is this? This is the type of the data which I'm currently working on. It is a number. I'm giving the instruction to the machine stating that, hey, going forward, whenever I'm talking about shirt, you have to think one thing in your mind. That is, I'm talking about the price of the shirt. It is a number value. You should not confuse with the other things like the color. Color means it is not the number, right? Color means it is a word. Sequence of some characters are there. So that is different. But currently I'm talking about only the price of the shirt. So going forward, whenever I'm calling this, so I can print it here. The short form, the shortcut to write this complete sentence in your IntelliJ is S out. You can type S out, then press enter in your keyboard, then you will get the complete log statement. So inside this, you can print it. So what I want to print? I want to print the value of this variable. So I want to, ultimately what I want to see? I want to see 90 in my screen. So I wrote the code and I'm running it now. Can you see it is printing 90? But simply it is printing 90. What is this 90? Whether it is a size of the shirt, obviously 90 won't be there. But I'm saying size of the shirt or the price of the shirt, I have no information. So it will be always good practice to have a meaningful log statement. So what you can do, I want to print like this. Price of the, I want to see the statement in my screen. Price of the shirt equal to, then I want to see 90 rupees, something like this I want to see in my screen. But can you see it is throwing some error? Red color means it is the error. Why? Because I know shirt, it is a variable, it is already declared, so Java know that, so it is not throwing error here. But this price of the, whether it is a variable, whether it is a name of a class or name of a method, I have no information about this. So but what I want, it is not a class, it is not a method, I want to see the print statement in my console. That is what I want. So what have we already seen? Whatever you give inside the double quotes, it will print automatically here. It won't throw you an error. You don't need to create a variable. You don't need to create anything else additionally. So I'm going to put this under the double quotes. Okay, this part is over. So I want to see something like this. Price of the shirt equal to, so whatever inside the double quotes, it will be printed here. Fine. And I have a variable called shirt, the 90 rupees I already saw, it is working fine. But I want to club these two things together. That is the print statement with a sequence of word. This we call it as strings. And I'm not going to use a technical term now. Once I complete the string, you can very well discuss that. But now I'm going to call it in a literal English language only. It is a word or sentence, I can say. So some sentences are there. I want to club it with another Java variable. How can I do? Concatenation. In literal English, also the same thing. Concatenation means what? You are concatenating two things, that is merging two things. One is this particular log statement, whatever inside the double quotes it will print. Next thing is 90. 90 means what? The value of this variable. This is variable. 90 is the value of the variable and int is the data type of the variable. So two things you have. This is the name of the variable. In that particular variable, there is a value of 90, it is stored. I've shown the PPT also. So in this in this shirt, you can see 90 it is, sorry, 900 I modified it. Okay, 90 it was storing. So it is there. And what is the type of the variable? It can be anything. It can be a number, it can be a single character, or again in number there are two things. The decimal points and all would be there, right? Whole number and decimal point, different formats are there. But currently I'm planning to deal with only the whole number. I'm not interested in decimal points and all now. Means I can very well use one of the type. So I'll be discussing the different types, data types available in the subsequent sessions. For now, think that to declare a number, you can use something called integer. So integer is nothing but type of the variable, and 90 is the value of the variable. And now I'm going to print it. It is compiling. Now can you see, this is the log statement of line number 6. This is the code I have already wrote. So here I'm saying that how are you, that is inside the double quotes. So whatever is inside the double quotes, it is printing automatically. And one more thing is, in line number 9 I am writing the statement. Along with that, I'm planning to print this 90 also, that is the amount also, that is also is printing. So what you have done, you are doing the concatenation. Here whatever you want you can change it. Price of the blue shirt, price of the yellow shirt, whatever you change, the amount won't modify, because this particular line we are not touching, only this text we have modified, and that particular text you can see it here. Again I'm running and showing you. So now you see blue shirt, it's coming as 90. So this is called variable. So next what I'm doing is, in this particular line I'm saying that there is a price increase. Same log statement I'm copying. I didn't do any modification. I'm just copying the same log statement. I'm running it again. Can you see two times it is printing?
Yes.
The first thing is 90 rupees. Initially the price of the shirt was 90. Now there is a price increase. So what I told in the PPT also I've shown, that is it is modifying the value as 900. When I printed, same statement, there is no change at all. If you compare this line number 9 and 11, it is changed. There is no change in this particular statement. The only change where it happened, in the line number 10 only, that is I'm overrating the value of shirt as 900 here, and that name alone I'm giving. I'm not giving something as 90 or 900 here. I'm giving only the variable name, and that is modified and it is printing. So the value of shirt is varying. I can either increase or I can decrease. That's why it is called variable. It is not going to be same. Now let's come back to the discussion of naming convention. What was mentioned in the naming convention? They told that the variable, so this is a variable, shirt is a variable. If I want to have multiple variables, so I can declare one more thing called bag, shoe. Okay, so you can have n number of things like this you can define. For now I'm deleting this code. So shirt is a variable, bag is a variable, shoe is a variable. There are three variables you have. So in your project, you can have n number of variables. There is no restriction on that. And you can change the value of the variable whenever there is a demand. So as I gave an example, if there is any price drop or if there is any change in the product information, you can very well change it anytime. So we can do it. So variables means what are the ways you can do. So we call it as declaration and definition. So you are declaring a variable and you are giving some values also to that particular variable. So either you can do like this. I'm saying that, hey, shirt is a variable and the value of the shirt is 90. You can do like this, or you can split this into two different lines like this. First line, you can say shirt is a variable. In the second line, you can assign the value to the variable. You can say 90 rupees. So two ways you can do. In a single line also you can do, or in the multiple lines also you can view. So this is one of the format. Next thing is you can declare, I told you this is one variable, this is another variable, the third variable. There are three variables we are seeing here. So either you can declare the variable in three different lines or in a single line also. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to comment this code that should. So single line also I can give like this with the comma separated. So Java will understand that there is a variable called shirt and the type of the variable is integer. Integer means it's a number format. So I'm going to deal with only the data which is in number format. If I assign something else, it will throw an error. I will show that also. So now if you want to deal with multiple variables in your project, instead of giving like 20, 30, 40 variables you have in your project, means you don't need to give int bag, int shoe, int variable 5. You don't need to give multiple lines. You can club everything in a single line like this and you can very well use. So only thing is you have to give a comma separated. And one more condition is all these variables should be of same data type. Like if you are specifying int, means the int will applicable for shirt, bag and shoe, because I'm not adding anything else, only comma, and I'm saying that this is all belongs to a number format. So if you are dealing with similar data types, you can very well club them together. Now one more thing I was telling, right? So you have something like this, int 90. It is working fine, but I want to store something called blue. I want to store the color of the shirt in this particular variable, means it won't work, because I clearly mentioned to Java that this is a variable. It is going to handle only the numbers, but this is a word. In Java language it is string. Okay, we won't use word. In Java it is a string. That's a specific data type itself is available. The name of the data type, like I told, right, for number it is integer, right? Similarly for the words in Java we use something called string. So you have to use that particular data type only. If you want to save the color of the shirt or the brand of the shirt, then you cannot use this particular data type variable. Two things you can do, that is you can change this particular data type to string, and you can enclose this inside the double quotes, it will work. This is method number one. If you want to use a variable shirt to store the color of the shirt, then you can use string. Or if you feel that no, I don't want to change the data type, means what you can do, you can create a new variable itself. To avoid the confusion, what you can do, you can say you can create something called color equal to blue. Two ways you can do. One is you can keep as this, just change the data type and assign the value with the double quotes, because you have to inform to Java that this is a string. So you have to use the double quotes. Even in the output statement we have used, right? So it is a string, so I will enclose that within the double quotes. So here also you have to do that. Enclosed means it's nothing but the beginning and ending of the word, you have to use the double quotes. That is called enclosing the word with a double quote. So in the beginning you have to put one double quotes, then add whatever statement you want, like blue, sky blue, dark blue, whatever you want you can add it. Then you have to end this particular word with another double quote. So this is the beginning of the double quotes and this is the ending of the double quotes, and you are giving the semicolon. So this is the one we are doing for the variables. So you can have multiple variables in your project and you can define all the multiple, like you can say that everything in a single line also. Declaration you can do it in a single. So this is what we call it as declaration. Okay, declaration and definition. So you can mention to Java that hey, this is a variable, I'm going to use it for my project. Just you are informing the Java. That is the one we are doing here. What is the use of informing? It will create a memory. It will reserve some place for this variable. and it will save the value. Whenever you are in a demand, you can go and check that what is the value in shirt, what is the value in the variable called color. You can go and refer and you can print it also. That's why we are using this variable. And next thing is, what is the use of the semicolon? Semicolon is nothing but that is the delimiter, we can say, like end of the line. It is going to inform the Java stating that, I told it's a statements, what are all the code you are doing, it is all the sequence of statements. So you are going to say that, hey, my line, so maybe in your IDE it is showing like this, line number 8, line number 9 and all. But when you do like when you do it in the notepad and all, it will be same. Say I'm going to do like this. Can you see there is no error? Because I'm saying to Java that it is starting from this line. It is understandable, but where this particular statement is ending, unless and until it sees a semicolon, it won't accept that the particular line is completed. So if I say semicolon means, it will understand that the particular line is ending in this line number 9 only. It is an indication. So semicolon is nothing but end of the line. Okay, now what we are going to do here is, if you want you can print this also and we can see. Now we are going back to the naming convention. So what is this naming convention we have discussed? The variable should be in the lower case. So that's what we have discussed. One minute. Please excuse. So it should be in a lower case, and it should not start with any special character. And if you have multiple words, you can have the two words with like first letter should be the lowercase, but the first letter of the second word should be in the uppercase. And avoid using single character. So we will see what they are discussing. First thing is, it should be in the lower case. So can you see we are using the lower case only, the first letter should be in the lower case. If I am planning to use multiple words, that is short price, two words are there. Short price, if I want to create a variable like this means, I can merge these two things together and I can make the second word in the uppercase, the first letter of the second word in the uppercase. This is the good practice. It won't throw an error. If you put everything in the lowercase also, it won't throw an error. But the good practice is, this is the way you can do. And next thing is, don't use dollar symbol. Again I'm saying it won't throw you an error, but the good practice is don't use all those things, underscore, dollar, those symbols, you don't use it. And next important thing is, this you have to keep it in your mind whenever you are doing the development. It is a request from my side also, because being a developer, we have faced so much of such challenges in our past. That is, using some random names for your variable declaration. It is not a good practice. Say people, what they do is, when they come into the development field, what they will do, it's a variable, maybe in the training courses or in the online tutorial or in the videos and all, people would have used some variables like this. Okay, int a, int b. Some people will use their names also, int Ravi, int Ramu, int Abdul, whatever maybe, they will use a name of the developer itself in the variable field. That is not the good practice. Okay, it will compile. For Java it is the alphabet, so it is working fine. It doesn't know whether it is the name of the person who is developing a code or the name of their manager. It doesn't know all those things. But when somebody comes into your project, if something is observed by somebody else, it is not the good practice. Why? In the sense, say, first two things, int a and int b. You are joining a organization, and you cleared the interview stating that like you are working in the field for 5 years or 6 years, means obviously the expectation is you know Java thoroughly. In those cases, people, what they will do when you land into any organization, they will share you the documents related to the business only, about the application only, the user manual kind of thing. They will share it and they will say that this application is intended to do the e-commerce activity. You can do the online shopping using this app. These are the features available in the application. So you can do a login, you can do this cancel order, you can place an order. These are the activities you can do. And for the cancel order, this is the file you have to check. For shipping, this is the file you have to check. They will give the documents or KT till that point only. Okay, nobody will open a file and give you KT like this. Line number 1 means it is talking about this particular button. Line number 5 means this is talking about this particular arrow mark. Nobody will discuss like that to you. You have to go through the code and you have to understand by yourself. For understanding the business, they will help you. But understanding this particular code, you have to do by yourself. Just think about yourself. Somebody has wrote a code stating that int A, int B, int C, int D. They used all the alphabets and combinations of alphabets and numbers for the variable. And you are newcomer to the team and you're opening the particular file and you're trying to understand the file, and you don't know whether it is the A means it is the variable for shirt, B means is the variable for bag or for bucket. No clue. How you will understand the code? So the best thing is, the recommendation is, use the meaningful names for everything, not only for variables, even for the classes and methods also. Use the relevant and meaningful words so that it will create an awareness among other developers also, and you can do a neat coding. Just in the hurry burry, if you use some short forms and small random numbers and all, it is not going to help you at all. So what you can do, you have to use a relevant words. If I'm dealing with some products, then I should say product. If I'm dealing with the customer information, then I have to say customer information. You should clearly mention that and you can do the coding. So that next time when somebody see your code, what they will do? They will do the code. Sorry, they will open the online shopping website alone, that Amazon website. For example, they're opening the Amazon website and they are seeing something called login, and they want to see the relevant code in your code, means what they will do, they will have the option of search. They will click on the search button and they will search something called login. From your code, whatever it is there related to login, it should come and show. This is the correct way of doing code. If you name the class as A, if you name the class as Ramu, Raju, whatever may be, how can they get the code related to login? So the best thing is, please don't use any random numbers. Use the relevant things, relevant name. You have to name your variable. You have to name or declare your class, everything with the relevant. Relevant means what? It should be relevant to your functionality, what you are going to achieve. If you are going to do the addition of two number, means the method name should be addition. There you should not use your favorite names. Okay, some people write their friends names also, so that is not the recommended format. So as you are starting your journey, the day one itself, please do these things, have this practice. So you have to add something called meaningful names so that it will help others also to understand. For you also it is good. Maybe today you can remember your code, you could have written 50 lines or 100 lines today. After 6 months or 1 year, if I ask you to explain it, you itself will struggle it. So please don't do it. So you have to use the relevant names. Next important thing is packages. So I already told you, package means it is a group of similar classes. It should be in a lower case, such as java.lang. If the name contains multiple words, it should be separated by dots such as java.util. So let's see that also. So we were discussing about this package. I already told. So package, it will be the very first line we'll be adding, and com.isha, we have added a package like this, and it is creating a folder also to me. It is good. So what is the recommendation to create a package? Package names mean it should be in the lowercase only. If you are planning to use more than one package name, that is com is one thing, isha is another thing. If you are planning to use two things, you have to have a dot between them. A period should be between them. A full stop should be between them. So if you have that particular thing between them, it means that it is a two-word combination we are using for package. The variables also we have discussed. In variables, what we have done, we have added a second letter in sorry the second word, we have started with the uppercase, but here everything you can keep it as a lowercase, that is small letter itself you can use, small alphabetical letter itself you can use. The only change here is you have to use a dot between them. So this is the one we use it for packages. And packages are different formats, so this we will discuss later. Like, yeah, packages which you created, or you are referring to the packages which is already available, somebody is already created and that one you want to refer also, you can do. So two things are there. So now here in line number 2, whatever I mentioned, it is something new I'm going to create. Okay, so that's why your folder is created newly, and what are the code I'm doing going forward, everything will be saved under the particular folder only. So this is a good practice or naming convention, you have to use it for this one package. So they gave an example also here, package com.training. Inside that you can have your class definition, your method definitions, everything you can keep it here. Next thing is interfaces and constant. So interfaces I'm keeping aside, it is a important topic, and it will come under the next concept, hoops concept only. For now you think that there is something called interfaces which is similar to classes, and whenever you are trying to define or whenever you are trying to deals with the interfaces, you should name it as adjective forms, like the adjectives, right? Runnable, serializable, something like that only you have to give for the interfaces. Like class also, this interface first letter will be in the uppercase only. So these are things you will be using. So this is how you will do it, uppercase and this one. And final thing in the naming convention is constant. So constant means what it is, it is not going to change at all. In your program you will have something, this is again a variable only, you are going to keep a variable, but this variable is not going to change at all. Throughout the journey it will have the same value. Say if I assign 50 to a constant variable, means it will be 50 only. Nobody can change it. It will throw an error to them if they want to change it. It will say it's a constant value and you cannot change it. So it is something special, right? So that special thing have to be mentioned differently in your project. That is, everything will be in uppercase. The full name of the variable will be a uppercase. So let's see, this is one of the example. So you want to have a variable called maximum number, but I want to take the different example, username. Okay, so or user id, you are logging to a e-commerce site, you are assigned with a username. Like when you create a login, you will be asked to enter a username and password you will be creating for the sign in and sign up concepts and all. After you create that account, you can change your email address, you can change your contact number, you can change everything, but you cannot change the username. They won't allow you. Why? Because a unique id is created for you. That id only will going to say that this is the one person is using this id. Anything related to that means they will contact that particular person only. So that's why they won't allow you to change the user id in any online shopping app. So it won't be changed, it is a constant value. Whenever you come across any such thing in your application, you feel that this value is not going to change at all, then you can use the constant concept. So to this is the variable I know. So here I'm assigning int shared. Okay, I've declared it. Then for shirt, I'm assigning a value of 90. Then later on, I feel that there is a price increase and I want to increase that to 200 rupees. This is working fine. If I want to print also, it will work. But if I want to keep this as a constant, I don't want to change it, means what you can do? You can have something called final. Okay, what is this final? Final means that is the final value. You cannot change at all. Once some value is assigned, you cannot assign that later. Throughout the lifespan of this particular variable, it will be having only one value which is assigned for the very first time. So here for the shirt, we have assigned a value of 90. Later on, if you want to change the value, if you want to modify the value, it won't allow. So I'm mousing over here. Can you see variable shirt already have been assigned to? So shirt, it's already assigned and you cannot override. Why I cannot override? Because I'm stating that as a final. Final means you cannot change at all. So this is called constant. So the concept which we learn now is constant. So whenever there is something called constant, it won't be changed. It's not only in Java, in another programming language also this concept is same. Syntax only is going to change. Syntax means what? The declare how we are going to write the code for it. So Java will understand differently, Python will understand differently, C++ will understand differently. So these programming language can have different syntax or the keywords itself. To declare a variable as constant, you can have a keyword as const, const. In some programming language you can see like that. In Java, if you use final means it is final. In another programming language, you might be using something else. So the syntax is going to change, but the concept is same. So now coming back to the naming convention for a constant, it will be like this only. That is everything in the uppercase. I won't be using like this. I'm not getting any error. Again, I'm saying that these are the good practice. Everything should be in the uppercase. So whenever you see something in your code with everything in uppercase means it is telling that it is a constant value. If you want to change, you cannot change. You will get an error only. That is why we use different naming convention. So when somebody sees the code for the very first time, without help from anyone, they should be able to understand the code. That is the ultimate aim. Okay. So that's why we are using this naming convention. Any doubt in today's session? Fine. So with this, I'm ending today's session. So any doubt means you can reach out to me. Today's hands-on. Actually, I'm not getting any hands-on. Like, is there? 1 minute. I've asked you complete your lab exercise and send me the um, screenshot or the photo. Did you guys find time to complete it? At least like online compiler. If you don't have machine, that is fine. Did you try to create a Hello World program by yourself? Sutano, Anamika.
Yeah, I have tried that. We'll share you tomorrow. Okay. I
Oh,
have that.
oh,
I forgot to send you on WhatsApp.
okay, thank you so much. It's good you
Should
have
I
started.
send it over that group or should I send it to you personally?
Your convenience, Sutano. If you feel
Okay,
you want
okay,
to maintain a private, like privacy kind of thing, you don't want others to see your conversation, you can very well post it in a separate chat also. I'm okay with that.
okay. Thanks. Yeah.
Okay. So today's discussion, like as part of today's one, hands-on is please create. I showed you right. Please create three variables. Uh, you can name it as the same thing which I showed you: a shirt price, bag price, and a shoe size. Three things, and assign some value to shirt price, bag, and the shoe size, and print it also. You have to print these three things and try to change the value like I showed you here. I think I shared. So you can change the value. Initially you can give the size of the shirt as 200 rupees. Later you can update it as 100 or 150 rupees, and you can print it. So this is to understand the variable concept. So you can do the hands on this and send me the screenshot or a photo, whichever you feel comfortable.